just felt like I needed to do something
It was meant to be ordinary. It's just another quiet morning at Robyn Brown's Flagstaff residence. The Arizona sun rose slowly behind the pine trees, casting amber streaks of light across the brown stucco walls of her secluded home. Inside, it was peaceful to peaceful, some would say. The kind of curated calm that only exists in households where appearances matter more than truth. TLC had sent over a small camera crew that morning. Nothing major, just B-roll, they said. Filler content. For a possible future recap special. Familiar faces with familiar cameras. They knew the drill. Robyn would be on the plush sectional with a neutral-toned throw blanket. Her signature herbal tea beside her, smiling gently, eyes framed by practiced concern and maternal warmth. What no one expected, what no one could have predicted was that the mask would slip. And when it did, it didn't just crack, it shattered. It started with a phone call. A casual, seemingly thoughtless moment. Robyn, believing the crew hadn't yet started recording, picked up her phone and called her older sister, Kendra. She didn't realize the mic was already on. She didn't know it would become the most damning recording in Sister Wives history. What was captured wasn't just a private conversation. It was the undoing of a carefully constructed persona. Part 2. The voice beneath the veneer. At first, her voice was light breezy, even. She twirled her tea as she giggled lightly. But within seconds that voice changed. It hardened. A venom laced its edges. Cody still plays as if he's upset about the financial mess, she scoffed. Come on, he was behind the whole restructuring. Fiasco. A producer froze. His eyes narrowed. What did she just say? The cameras kept rolling. Robyn continued, unaware. Unfiltered. Janelle still thinks she has a legal claim to Coyote Pass. It's pathetic. She laughed, not a warm laugh. A hollow, bitter chuckle, the kind that leaves a cold chill in the room after it fades. The producer didn't dare interrupt. He just watched. Listened. The warmth in Robyn's usual tone had vanished, replaced by something that felt deeply rehearsed and long hidden. Then came the sentence that shifted the room's energy entirely. I just wish they'd all go away. Bless their hearts, but none of them can manage the children, the marriages, or the money. There it was. The quiet cruelty behind the soft eyes, the ice behind the tears. A bell-like laugh followed. One of the crew members would later say he'd never heard a sound so out of place, so wrong, in all his years working reality TV, and he'd never forget it. Part 3. The footage no one was supposed to see. The crew didn't speak. Not then. Not until they returned to the studio and uploaded the raw footage. One junior editor stayed late that night. He was new, eager, curious, and what he found disturbed. He played the audio again and again and again. Was this real? Was this the woman America had believed in for so long? The compassionate fourth wife? The mother hen? The peacemaker? The editor's stomach twisted. Something inside him said this wasn't just drama. This was something different, something darker. It was manipulation, cold calculation. It was Robyn not as the victim she portrayed, but as the architect behind the fall of the Brown family. Unable to sit with it, he made a choice. One that would cost him his job but would ignite a firestorm. He leaked the footage, hit the internet like a tsunami. Within 24 hours, #HotMikeRobyn, #SisterWivesExposed, and #Wolf in Sheep's Clothing were trending worldwide. Reddit threads exploded. YouTube reactors scrambled. TikTok montages of the now infamous clip looped with captions like, "She's not crying, she's scheming." The real Robyn just stood up. Cody's downfall was filmed in real time. Part 4. The family reels back in Flagstaff. The fallout was immediate. Janelle was sitting quietly in her rental kitchen when Logan, her oldest son, texted her the video. "You need to see this, Mom," he wrote. She watched it once, and then she didn't move for 10 minutes. Her phone still in her hand, her tea untouched. Frozen. The words cut deeper than she expected. Not just because they were cruel, but because they confirmed what she had feared for years. That Robyn's sweetness was a veil. That her exclusion from family finances and decisions wasn't just oversight, was strategy. In Utah, Meri was attending a business retreat. She received the link mid-session. She played it on silent, reading the captions. At first she laughed, a disbelieving, stunned laugh. And then she cried. Not sobs, not wails. Silent tears that dropped steadily into her notebook. The kind of tears you cry when a fantasy dies. Later that night, Meri posted a cryptic Instagram story. A wolf in sheep's clothing is still a wolf, even if she cries. Her followers erupted. They knew exactly who she meant. Part 5, Cody crumbles. Meanwhile, Cody was shown the footage by producers. He didn't shout, he didn't cry, he didn't even blink. You're twisting? What? She meant, he said. But inside, he was fuming. Not because the truth had come out, but because Robyn had made him look weak, like a pawn, like a man who had been manipulated under the guise of love. She had dragged him into her scheming. And worse, she'd done it carelessly, as if none of it mattered, as if the family wasn't real, as if the marriages, the children, the decades were just background noise in her quest for control. That night, Cody didn't sleep in their bedroom. He took a pillow to the guest room. The silence between them was louder than any scream. Part 6. The children speak, but what stunned viewers most wasn't just Robyn's words, it was the reaction of her children. Aurora, typically private and loyal, sat down for an interview she hadn't planned on doing. Her eyes were red. Why would you say that? She asked her mother. Do you actually care about the family or just yourself? Robyn blinked. Her face was pale. She didn't have an answer. Then Dayton, reserved, thoughtful Dayton, broke his silence. People are finally seeing the truth, he said to the camera. The woman she presents on television, not who she really is. Part 7. The confessional that broke the internet just days after the hot mic footage leaked. Another video surfaced. It's an unused confessional clip from season 18-1. TLC never aired. In it, Robyn reads a list of personal reflections. Or so it seemed. But they weren't reflections. They were wishes. Bitter, pointed, deeply telling. I wish Christine would stop destroying everything. I wish Meri would. Finally, move on. I wish Janelle would understand that she doesn't belong. There it was. The mask wasn't just slipping. It had been ripped off. Social media boiled over, millions of views. Comment threads in the tens of thousands. Fans and former fans alike were united in disbelief, fury, and a kind of sorrow. She's not the peacemaker. She's the puppet master.
Do you think that Cody ever saw that in you? That
No.
loyalty, that loyalty that he is struggling to find in Janelle right now?
It was never meant to end like this. Not with tears weaponized, not with daughters trembling on TikTok, not with a mother on Instagram pale, swollen-eyed, and unraveling in real time. But the truth never asks for permission. It breaks in, uninvited, unforgiving. And on this day, the truth came barreling into the world of sister wives, like a storm long ignored, dripping open every carefully crafted lie Robyn Brown had ever wrapped herself in. Scene 1, no more editing, no more music, no more lies. TLC had finally had enough. For over a decade, they had danced around Robyn's contradictions, masked her passive aggression in gentle music, edited around the venom hiding behind those tears. And while fans grew increasingly vocal, the show maintained its story. Robyn, the misunderstood peacemaker. Robyn, the devoted wife. Robyn, the emotional center. But the hot mic footage changed everything. No longer could producers use soft transitions and long camera pans to hide her true voice, because now her real voice had already gone viral. TLC had a decision to make. And for the first time, they didn't protect her. They announced a limited 3-part unscripted special. No background score, no cozy couches, just raw footage. Raw confessions, real pain. Unscripted, the truth behind Sister Wives would air in 3 explosive nights. Robyn refused to participate. Cody hesitated, but Christine, Janelle, and Meri, they were ready, and they were done holding back. Scene 2, the Studio of Reckoning. They gathered in a clinical white studio. Gone were the beige walls and soothing lamps of past interviews. This space was stark, bright, honest, nothing to hide behind. Meri sat first, upright, composed. She wasn't there to lash out. She was there to speak. Janelle followed, drugged, arms folded, jaw clenched. A woman who had survived the unthinkable. And then Christine. Not the Christine we met seasons ago. No, this Christine wore a fierce red blouse, her eyes sharp, her walk purposeful. She didn't just enter the room, she shifted its gravity. The crew went quiet. The moderator hesitated. "Thank you for being here, Christine," he said cautiously. "I understand you weren't originally scheduled to appear." Christine gave a knowing smile, one that held years of restraint and quiet fury. "I wasn't," she said. "But then I saw that video of Robyn. Silence. A long one. The kind that no editor could fake." Even the most jaded crew members leaned in. Christine's voice trembled. Not from fear, but from truth being unburied. "The role that broke me," she began, "wasn't the cooking or the kids or the rejection. It was that day Robyn mocked Janelle's finances. I saw it. I heard it. The woman who once cried over our family, now laughed over our pain. That was the end for me." Her hands trembled in her lap, but her voice, solid, righteous, undeniable. Scene 3, Christine's reckoning for years. Christine said, "I was told I was too emotional, too opinionated, too much. But I wasn't the one lying and crying on cue. I wasn't the one playing victim while gutting our family from the inside out." We all gave her the benefit of the doubt. We all tried to be fair. But fairness died the day Cody walked into Robyn's house. Never came back. Janelle's jaw locked. Meri blinked back tears, and then Christine turned. Robyn used her tears like knives. We let her do it. And then came the question no one wanted to ask. What would you say to Robyn if she were sitting here today? Christine didn't flinch. "I'd say you lied. You didn't just lie to us. You lied to yourself, to our children. You hit us with a sledgehammer." Ken cried over the rubble like you were the one who got hurt. Meri gasped softly. Janelle grabbed Christine's hand. Her grip was firm. "She never wanted sister wives," Janelle whispered. "She just wanted Cody. And she got him at our expense." Scene 4. The children speak, but it wasn't just the wives. One by one, the older Brown children stepped forward. No longer under contracts. No longer afraid. Gabriel, Janelle's son, faced the camera with a quiet rage. "My mom tried. Like, really tried, but Robyn always found a way to turn Dad against her. We saw it. It wasn't a secret." Aspen, Christine's daughter, echoed the pain. "Robyn always said, 'I just want peace.' But we called it what it was, passive-aggressive wishing. She wished Mom would leave, wished we'd stay quiet, wished for power." And then came Savannah, Janelle's youngest. She cried openly. All we ever wanted was the same version of Dad, but Robyn made sure only her kids had that. The room went still. Scene 5. Cody's collapse. Then Cody Brown walked into the studio, his hair pulled back, shirt wrinkled. He looked smaller, somehow like a man, whose armor had finally cracked. He sat across from the 3 women he had once claimed to love equally. "You've seen the video, Cody," the moderator said. "What's your reaction?" Cody swallowed hard. "I didn't want to believe it," he whispered. "Even after I saw it, I told myself it was edited, misunderstood. But he broke off. Janelle stared at him, mouth slightly open. Meri's eyes narrowed. Christine leaned in, but she lied, Cody said. She told me she was being attacked. You were jealous. She made me choose. And I didn't even know I was choosing. His voice cracked. Now, I'm not even sure who I married. The studio didn't cut, didn't pause. Let the silence echo like thunder. Scene 6. Behind the scenes, off camera, the wives gathered in a quiet corner. No lights. No microphones. Just 3 women who had lived in the same shadow for too long. Meri broke the silence. We let her talk too long. Janelle's voice was ice. No more. Christine stood between them, stronger than ever. Let them stew in their lies, she said. We have our truth, and now the world does too. They walked out together into the Arizona sun. Robyn, no Cody, no shadows, just freedom. Scene 7. Robyn's desperate live stream, but the storm wasn't over. 3 days later, Robyn went live on Instagram. No PR team, no TLC filter. Just her alone in her bedroom, eyes swollen, hair unkempt, her voice trembling. I don't even know where to begin, she sniffed. I feel under attack. By Cody's ex-wives, by the fans, by everyone. The comments exploded. Here come the tears. Still no? Accountability. You're done. And then her tone shifted. The crying stopped. Her voice hardened. That video was edited. I was venting. TLC made me a villain. She clutched her chest theatrically. I loved Meri. I tried with Janelle. Even Christine I tried, but they pushed me out. They made me feel like I didn't belong. Her frustration turned to fury. They're politicizing TLC. They're turning the fans against me. I never asked to be the favorite. Cody chose me. More than 2 million viewers tuned in. But the sympathy never came. Scene 8. Her daughters. Break the silence the next night. Everything imploded again. A new TikTok account appeared. At the truth from inside. At first, no one knew who it was. Then fans realized it was Breanna Brown, Robyn's daughter. The first post, a blurry audio clip. Robyn's voice, I'll cry on camera again if TLC tries to paint me badly. People love that. They'll never turn on me. Social media erupted, but the real dagger came next. Aurora Brown, usually silent, posted a shaky video. She wore a hoodie. Her hands trembled. I can't pretend anymore. My mom says the worst things behind closed doors. About Christine, about Meri, even about Dad sometimes. But on camera, she flips. I don't know who she is anymore. Scene 9, the fall within hours. Robyn's Instagram vanished. Her live stream was deleted. TLC's official site removed Peacemaker from her cast bio. A whistleblowing producer confirmed what fans now knew. We gave her every chance. But when your own children start to speak out, that's not editing. That's the truth screaming through the cracks. The cracks. Finally real. Finally ours. At 6 a.m. on a hushed Monday morning, a press release erupted with seismic intensity. TLC had made it official. The network proudly unveiled Sister Strong, a revolutionary docuseries chronicling the raw, unvarnished lives of Meri, Janelle, Christine, and their grown children. There would be no Cody, no Robyn, no revisionist edits. This wasn't Sister Wives. This was rebirth. Reality stripped of illusion. The press release wasn't just news. It was a declaration of independence. Christine, radiant with resolve, opened the series by walking through the Red Rock Canyons of Utah. For years, we told a story we were told to believe. This time, it's ours. Janelle's arc was about reclamation. Her financial life had been scorched by years of sacrifice and manipulation. But with the support of her sons, especially Logan and Gabriel, She began building a nonprofit to help women recovering from spiritual and financial coercion. Her voice, once drowned in Cody's excuses, now rang with purpose. Meri's journey was the most quietly devastating. Segments peeled back years of gaslighting, rejection, and being told she wasn't enough. She began writing a memoir and quietly started dating a therapist based in Utah, someone who saw her, heard her, and encouraged her to finally speak without apology. But the real heart of Sister Strong wasn't the women. It was their children. Adult voices that had long been edited into sound bites or silenced completely. Hunter, Gwen, Maddie, Logan, Aspen. They spoke with clarity and heartbreak about growing up in emotional chaos, the favoritism, the disconnection, and the undeniable truth that Robyn Brown had changed everything. Then came the backlash, but not from who anyone expected. 3 weeks into this series' explosive run, Robyn Brown reemerged, not with a podcast, not with an apology, but with a lawsuit. Filed in Arizona Superior Court, Robyn Brown and her husband Cody sued TLC for $5 million, citing defamation, breach of contract, and emotional distress. According to the claim, footage had been intentionally manipulated to paint Robyn as malicious, divisive, and controlling. They alleged that the new docuseries created a hostile media environment, resulting in reputational damage and the collapse of their marriage. But what they didn't anticipate was the network's brutal and immediate counterattack. TLC's legal team filed for dismissal with thunderous precision. Not only did they present multiple contracts signed by Robyn granting full release for all footage aired and unaired, but they included dozens of internal memos and emails. In those emails, Robyn specifically requested that Christine be portrayed as unstable. During season 17, that Meri's emotional moments be trimmed. Unless she's crying, that scenes of Robyn with Cody's other children be held unless they appeared warm and united. That confessionals from the other wives be reshot with higher emotional impact for contrast. The courtroom was stunned. Robyn fainted during the first hearing, wearing a shapeless gray cardigan, trembling and pale. She was helped to her seat. During cross-examination, the most brutal blow landed when TLC's lawyer asked Mrs. Brown, "If the editing painted you unfairly, why did your daughters Aurora and Breanna release statements and a podcast contradicting your narrative?" Robyn's voice cracked. "They don't understand. Christine's manipulating them." The judge raised a hand. "Ma'am, your daughters are adults. They made those choices themselves. TLC isn't your problem. Reality is." The courtroom fell silent. Cody, seated 2 rows back, buried his face in his hands. For the first time, there was no defense, no smugness, no certainty. It's just a man unraveling. But the reckoning wasn't over. 3 weeks after the courtroom collapse, a video surfaced that would haunt Robyn Brown forever. Captured outside a Flagstaff grocery store, Robyn was unrecognizable. No glam team, no TV makeup, oversized sunglasses, a hoodie fraying at the sleeves. A paparazzo asked, "Will you appeal the court's decision?" Her voice cracked. "There's nothing left to fight for. Everything's gone." The clip went viral within hours. Fans dubbed it the fall of Queen Robyn. Reddit exploded with theories. TikTokers spliced courtroom footage with years of emotional clips. Fan hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag sacred lie. Hashtag justice for Christine. Hashtag unsistered.tlc double down. The live premiere of Sister Strong drew 12 million views in 24 hours, the highest in network history. During the live Q&A segment, a viewer asked, "Do you think Robyn regrets any of it?" Christine answered without pause, "I think Robyn regrets being caught." Meri added, soft but firm, "You can't lie forever. Truth finds its teeth." And Janelle, direct as ever, "She didn't just lie to us, she lied to the kids, to Cody, to the whole country." But the most viral moment came at the very end. A golden hour shot of the 3 women standing in a sun-drenched Utah meadow. Christine spoke. Everything was lost. Janelle, but we're free now. Meri, the last to speak. At last, we're whole. While the women thrived, Robyn vanished. For 2 months, not a peep. No podcast, no Instagram, no paparazzi sightings. Then, out of nowhere, a leak hit the publishing world. Coming fall, The Sacred Heart, My Truth as a Sister Wife by Robyn Brown. A spiritual memoir about motherhood, betrayal, and being misunderstood. The promo photo was haunting, Robyn in soft makeup, holding a worn Book of Mormon, eyes cast downward. The backlash was immediate. Critics and fans alike eviscerated the memoir. She's monetizing victimhood, one headline read. Others called it a masterclass in gaslighting. Early reviewers revealed the book blamed TLC editors for destroying her image, Christine for spiritual sabotage, Meri for being emotionally cold and volatile, Janelle for staying only for financial support. But the most shocking allegation? Robyn claimed Aurora and Breanna were being coerced and emotionally manipulated by anti-polygamy advocates and Christine's camp. That accusation shattered what little credibility she had left. And then came the final blow. Kendra, Robyn's older sister, who had remained quiet throughout, uploaded a raw, uncut 12-minute video to YouTube, titled Robyn Brown, My Sister, Her Deceptions and the Truth. The video felt less like an expose and more like an emotional exorcism. I love my sister, Kendra began, eyes glistening, but I watched her change. I watched her play victim, while quietly making others look like villains. And when people stopped believing her, she turned on her own children. Kendra paused, tears falling. I begged her not to do this. I begged her to tell the truth. But her truth only exists. If everyone else is wrong, the video went viral. Celebrities commented. Ex-TLC producers began giving background interviews. Fans launched fundraisers for Janelle's nonprofit. Meri's book hit pre-order records. Christine and David's retreats were booked solid. Robyn never replied. Weeks later, she was spotted at an Arizona gas station filling her tank alone. A passerby filmed it. Her eyes were sunken, her clothes ill-fitting, and her hands shook as she pumped gas. The caption read, From Favorite to Forgotten. And in that silence, with no network to spin her story, no Cody to shield her, no daughters to defend her, Robyn Brown finally faced the one thing she had run from for over a decade. Truth, and the truth didn't need confessionals. It spoke through freedom, through healing, through Sister Strong. This wasn't just a show, it was a revolution. And the story of a woman who weaponized tears finally came to an end, not with a bang, but with a silence no longer sympathetic. She lost the show, she lost the power, she lost the lie. But the women, they gained everything. At last real. At last there's From Sister Wives to Sister Strong. The reckoning is now. Finally real. Finally ours. At 6 a.m. on a hushed Monday morning, a press release erupted with seismic intensity. TLC had made it official. The network proudly unveiled Sister Strong, a revolutionary docuseries chronicling the raw, unvarnished lives of Meri, Janelle, Christine, and their grown children. There would be no Cody, no Robyn, no revisionist edits. This wasn't Sister Wives. This was rebirth. Reality stripped of illusion. The press release wasn't just news. It was a declaration of independence. Christine, radiant with resolve, opened the series by walking through the Red Rock Canyons of Utah. For years, we told a story we were told to believe. It's time, it's ours. Janelle's arc was about reclamation. Her financial life had been scorched by years of sacrifice and manipulation. But with the support of her sons, especially Logan and Gabriel, she began building a nonprofit to help women recovering from spiritual and financial coercion. Her voice, once drowned in Cody's excuses, now rang with purpose. Meri's journey was the most quietly devastating. Her segments peeled back years of gaslighting, rejection, and being told she wasn't enough. She began writing a memoir and quietly started dating a therapist based in Utah, someone who saw her, heard her, and encouraged her to finally speak without apology. But the real heart of Sister Strong wasn't the women. It was their children. Adult voices that had long been edited into sound bites or silenced completely. Hunter, Gwen, Maddie, Logan, Aspen,